What's the weirdest thing you've been addicted to? One of my best friends is addicted to Afrin. It's addictive, so that's not too surprising. Lots of nasal sprays can be. It's very addictive. It shouldn't be used for more than 3 days at a time, or there is a high chance you'll get dependent on it. It's not a feeling of being high, but like your nose won't clear itself anymore. I know someone that is. It's kind of a weird thought. Been there. After a few days of using it, you can't breathe through your nose without it. Now I only use it in one nostril when I'm sick, so when the sickness goes away the other nostril still clears up normally. I was dependent on nasal spray for 2 years. I would go through a bottle every other day. I eventually just stopped. I was only stuffed up like 24 hours and was okay. It's better to stop ASAP, because it can cause major sinus issues later, trust me. Biting the skin around my fingers. I have a friend who does this. You can't tell from the surface, but once he put his hands underwater in the pool and the skin on the tips of his fingers were many shades lighter than the rest of his hands, from all the layers of skin that he's bitten off. I bit my nails really bad as a kid. I eventually broke the habit and can grow nice nails, but now I pick at the skin around my nails. People comment on how it looks fairly often, and I hate it. The exact same thing happened to me. I would always bite my nails as a kid. One day I stopped cold turkey. I was good for a couple of years until ADHD started to kick in, and ever since I now pick at the skin around my nails. I enjoy it too much to stop. People often comment on it too. I just can't help it. Biting the inside of my cheeks. I realize that it's probably not healthy to be biting layers of skin away from the inside of my mouth, but for some reason I just cannot stop. Even when I do stop for like a week or something, and the inside of my mouth goes back to regular within the next few days, I'm back to biting. My dentist pointed out that I have lots of scarred tissue in my mouth for exactly this reason. He didn't seem that concerned about it, so aside from psychological issues it may not be a huge problem. Yeah, same. When my dentist brought it up, she had asked if I do it because my teeth aren't aligned, or if it's more of a stress thing. Definitely stress anxiety related. Me too. It's definitely a symptom of my anxiety disorder OCD though. Flossing. I carry floss picks with me everywhere. The feeling of something stuck in my teeth and not being able to pick it out with my tongue or fingernail drives me up the wall. I floss after nearly every meal. That and Reddit. Udic nipples is a dentist's dream. Udic nipples is a dentist's wet dream. FDFY. I bet your dentist loves you though. So glad I'm not alone. I average 2 flosses a day, and I will floss anywhere. Mostly on my commute to work. I always have a flossy boy handy. Also, one of my dating criteria: not attracted to non-flossers. I had lunch with a girl who flossed at the table after she ate. It was disgusting. When I was 5 or so, I had an unstoppable craving for cheese and ketchup sandwiches. No meat, no nothing. Just cheese and ketchup. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, making a huge ruckus, just to make a cheese and ketchup sandwich. It was the strong impact of the ketchup and the soft glide the cheese would take me on that made me so addicted to these things. Bonus fact: I think when I was 7, I was addicted to eating olives straight from the can. I was sitting on the couch yesterday, and I asked my mom about it. She said that I would eat them, only because she told me they were salty grapes. And I loved salt. So I'd pop them in my mouth and sort of just eat them. Not sure if this entry is valid, but whatever. Sparkling water, in lieu of a much harder addiction to beer. Man, I feel you. I drink that stuff by the gallons when I'm at work. Bartender, been sober for over a year. I have cut back from buying bottles. I would go through 28 1-liter bottles a week. I wish I had a soda gun to use. I've been tempted to install one at home. After 3 years of doing this, I'm sure it would have paid for itself. Same. SodaStream saved my life. Gross, I had the stuff flat and it straight tasted like creek water. I actually really like it flat, kinda metallic. It's gotta be some form of carbonic acid that gives that taste, but man, I love it. A few years back I was going through a really rough time. I learned how to make GIFs, started making a ton of them, and posted them on Tumblr for people. I got really addicted to it, because it gave me something positive to do. I used to spend multiple hours a day making wallpapers to post on 4chan in my early to mid-teen years. I had a 175 GB external hard drive filled with source material. It was a very strange time in my life. I wish I still had my old hard drive. Lost it a couple years ago. It was slap full of just videos and GIFs, including all the PS files I had made over like a 2 to 3 year span. Plus a bunch of my old art. Eating crushed ice cubes. I don't know why. Craving and chewing ice. Pagophagia is often associated with iron deficiency, with or without anemia, although the reason is unclear. Back in middle school, we used to say people who chew ice are sexually frustrated. I wonder how that rumor started. There's a common saying in Germany that people who pick at scratch off the labels of beer bottles are sexually frustrated as well. I do this too, and my iron levels are great, they tell me, so every time I give blood, I think I just have an oral fixation. I'm either biting on pens, my fingernails, or ice a lot of the time. Smelling hand sanitizer, the way it burns the nose really gets me going. I work in a lab, and I have that stuff all around me. But I have another smell I like, and that's the weird smell of a fridge full of blood serum samples. It doesn't smell foul, it has some kind of fresh smell to it. Really weird. I don't directly put my nose into samples, but I always notice that certain smell when I need to open the fridge, and I kinda enjoy it. I'm not a vampire, I swear. You may not be a vampire, but how do we know you're not secretly a serial killer or a cannibal? Or both? It's the rubbing alcohol. Not uncommon. Seriously straight up addicted to nasal spray. It says on the box to not use it for more than 3 days, and they are super serious about that. Been using it for over 10 years. At times this meant using tons of it, but now I have it regimented to 2 to 3 sprays a day. Apparently the best way to quit is to just stop using it cold turkey, but when I don't use it, I feel like someone is trying to suffocate me by smothering me with a pillow. This is manageable when awake, but makes it nearly impossible to sleep. I went through this. Trust me, if you quit the stuff and it only lasts 1 or 2 days, then you clear right up. It's worth it. Pokemon. I was born in '98, on the cusp of when Pokemon was a huge thing, but the only Pokemon things I had were Pokemon Fire Red and some keychain thing I either got at a restaurant or found somewhere. It had a photo of Charmander on it. I collected some cards, but not enough to play the actual game. Lately though I have been downright obsessed with it. I used to have a Pokemon themed room. Haha, I know what you mean. I've probably spent a year of time playing Pokemon. Dennis loaded zesty nachos. 2015 was a weird time in my life. 2015 was a weird year for us all. We have a rule where one person can't eat all the fully loaded nachos. Nothing weird about a loaded nacho addiction. I went through a phase of AM/PM nachos for a good 9 months. KFC doubled down 5 days a week every day on the way to school. Was a really unhealthy couple of months. Hunipop. It's actually a pretty decent puzzle game. You played it for the puzzles? Oh no, I played it because I'm a degenerate perv, but ended up enjoying the actual gameplay of it. I'm debating if this makes you better or worse. So you're hyped for HP2 then? It's okay. We support your life choices. You filthy degenerate. Oh I am. I'm getting it once it comes out. XD. Quasi cupcakes. I must confess, I was completely addicted to that game. I'm usually quite good at not falling for childish time wasters, but something about the game drew me in. Thankfully, I was able to overcome my addiction. Hello Captain Holt. Greetings, Gina Lunetti. I was thinking the same thing. That scene was hilarious. White cheddar ice cakes. My mom would go grocery shopping once a week, and when she was sick of running out she bought 18 family size bags for me 1 week. Obviously that was when I stopped the addiction. #QUAKER sour cream and onion rice cakes. They are amazing. But I've tried the store brand, and not the same. Quaker all the way. Raw pasta. I would destroy half a bag 1 stick at a time when I was a kid. Same. I always called them spaghetti sticks, and my mama would always keep a package of spaghetti noodles in the fridge just for me. I have tried to eat pasta, but I can never eat more than 10 in a day. Same. I also used to eat uncooked oats, mints, mainly Altoids. If I don't have some on me I get anxious. I think my grandpa might have this addiction too. Went up to NH to visit last summer and we must have found 35 plus tons of Altoids stashed around the house and in his car. Same except him hooked on wintergreen dipping tobacco. Not sure if it's an addiction or a bad habit, but I used to be really obsessed with folding and then crushing paper until they became crunched up and powdering in the folds. And I would get high on the texture of the aftermath. If I had a piece of paper in front of me that was brand new and smooth, I would not stop thinking about folding it up, eating my fingernails and my skin around cuts and stuff. And yes, I mean eating them. I'd bite them off and eat them. The skin around cuts would always cause extra bleeding, and I would do that because I thought it made the area around my cut look nicer. I do that too. The dead skin drives me crazy. Buffalo sauce. For some reason I put it on almost everything. Whoa, fucking same. It's delicious, man, and goes with pretty much everything except desserts, especially chicken. It's actually a great sauce to use when trying to lose weight too. Most hot sauces have close to no calories. LED light bulbs. When they first came out I ordered on eBay from China, and then I just kept getting more and more of them. Different varieties, different watts, different color temps. If I saw one in a store and it was cheap I'd pick it up and see how it compared to the other ones. I have to be constantly moving my hands, so I've gotten really into card flourishing and magic sleight of hand with my wedding ring. I bought a fidget cube for this reason. I have to be doing something, or I just awkwardly hold my hands up and pick at my nails or something. I know this is disgusting, but I like to take off fleas and ticks from our dogs and just pop them. It's every day that I do this, please don't judge me. Get Bravecto for your dogs. I did with mine, and it killed all their fleas for months. It makes them so miserable to have fleas.